playing, and we've been playing, the short-term satisfaction game. So that was all I wanted to say. Oh, and is Judge doing better tonight?
Yeah, he's doing good, Liz. Thanks.
Wait a minute, we started this space crypto with Judge fucking coughing up mucus or clear liquid or, it's coming out the other end.
That is true. I don't know if that was a cough or a sneeze, but yeah, something came out.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He's currently napping. 0 hour. What's up, buddy?
Sacrifice, and it may have
nobody needs to freak out, because remember when all the left was like, tax the corporations, what do you think he's doing by doing these tariffs? All these companies like Ford, Chevy, all these guys using foreign steel, all these clothes manufacturers, they're getting it right in the ass, and they asked for it. I don't even see why people are freaking out. It's the funniest shit to watch. But we're seeing a lot of fair weather MAGA. I'm loving it.
All right, let me go to Mark and James for their closure here.
Well, this was fun.
James, we can make it quick. Mark, are you even awake? Yeah, that's what I thought. Go ahead, James.
This was
fun. I want everyone to know that Mark is currently not around. All 700 of you, please take note. Unfollow him. Block it up. I'm obviously joking. But
that's my stress relief. I just go around petting horses in the field.
There it is.
I pet these horses. These horses love me petting them.
There it is.
Girls, they laugh at me.
I could just play that all fucking night. We don't need Mark as a co-host. We can just play him and the retarded horse all night. Love it. James, go ahead. James, you got a show coming up at 11, right?
Yeah, I'm going live here in 15 minutes. But it's been fucking fun and hilarious, and I got out all my aggression, so it'll be a good show.
Good stuff. And it's 12 minutes out, so where can they find you?
Just click on my profile right here, because I go live on X, Rumble, Twitch, DLive, Cloud Hub. We're picking up TikTok here soon. So just click my profile here, and then you can find all my links, so just watch it live right here on X.
Good stuff, James. I'll watch that. Mark, I'm going to hope you came back from the bathroom or the fridge, and you're not there. Okay, for those of you that don't know what the Enola Gay is, you're about to find out. It's...
brown, like a lighter shade of brown, and they're going to. They have an admixture of both. Like that, you have to admit that is the mestizos are the hot cocoa status quo.
Truth for me, it wasn't about a religion or denomination.
Your nature is the same.
Anyway, I don't want to mix up the Nuda does what Nuda wants with implying that wouldn't lead to salvation, because in theory Nuda could do what Nuda wants and it could be perfectly aligned with God's will.
Yeah, I don't want to do what I want. I want to do what God wants me to do. And any mistakes or things that I make in my life because of me doing what I want is not something that I'm proud of. But no, I don't want to do what I want simply because I want that. I want to have a teacher. I want to, but I don't. And so because I don't, I like seek different people to learn from. And I listen to the way people behave on this app. If somebody behaves a certain way, I'm not going to take what they say to be the truth. I'm sorry, I can't separate it. If you behave a certain way, if you speak a certain way, and then you start speaking about what you call the truth is, I'm not going to trust you. I can't. But I listen to people on here too. I listen to what you have to say and how you behave. I listen to how Melissa behaves, other people, and what they say.
Okay, can I ask you a question though? Did you listen to your mom on going to New York?
My mom didn't know I was in New York.
Well, where did she think you were going? You live with her, right?
Yeah, I didn't tell her.
Okay, so were you acting against her will?
Live on X.
And if so, is that a disobedience to your parent? And are you violating the principles of Islam? And then how can you say in the same breath that I want to protect Islam and I want to live by its simple principles when obedience to parents find out that you were in New York?
So Ryan, I don't really want to engage with you right now because I feel like you're being messy.
I'm not trying to be messy, but I'm just thinking like I'm hoping that she didn't find out after you got lost happened. So you've been days missing.
Well, and that's also here, so it's likely being streamed, of course.
It's not being. Shut the fuck up! I've never streamed anything. No,
Edmund is here.
But that's not the big point I'm trying to say is.
No,
I already know the answer.
I agree with you.
I already know that if you had told your mom, she would have said, "Don't go." I already know that. You know what I mean? So it's disobedience to parents, whether she knew or not. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree.
That's where I was going with the whole thing.
No, I know. I know. That's why I didn't want to.
And that's the same, by the way, with Christians. Honor thy parent. It's one of the commandments.
No, I agree with you.
It means the same thing. Obedience to your parents. Now, everybody knows in Islam that a woman can be rebellious against her brothers and her father if it's against Islamic rights. Like if they're doing something that violates Islamic rights.
I'm kind of impressed.
Well, I mean, we're spending all the time. We're sending all of you guys. I hear you guys.
Interesting.
But
Cynic is an interesting case.
He's a what?
He's a Salafi. So there's nothing wrong with being Salafi.
There's nothing wrong with being gay, right?
Salafi is just. What did you say, Melissa? So I don't agree with that. Well, the Salaf is just the first 3 generations after the Prophet and following them, but it's just a stricter interpretation of certain things.
Yay! Like why? Like there are a lot of people who lack things.
Everyone's
and I don't know. You don't want to fuck them. Like that is just weird. It's absurd. It's like why?
Yeah, I agree.
The German ones in South Brazil are
This is a problem.
Like okay, but what about the big titty, big booty Latinas?
Don't like about them is that they take everything extremely literally. There's no interpretation in anything. They reject any form of modernity at all, basically. They believe their view is like the purest form of Islam, and that any form of democratic government is completely incompatible with Islam. They're intolerant, basically, of most other groups, including Shia, Sufis, other Sunni sects, which is why you also see different extremist groups. They're typically Salafi for a reason, because they have these extremist views. And Wahhabis are also horrible. And the Muslims that I've seen be the worst on this app have been Salafis or Wahhabis. I've seen them treat other groups of Muslims horribly, and I've definitely seen them treat women like they're the dirt beneath their shoe. Call them, cuss them out, call them bitches, all those sorts of things. But I don't see regular Sunnis or regular Shias do that. I think they are mostly misguided men who are seeking something in their lives, and they think they're doing the right thing.
Order. They're seeking order.
And why
Who's
do most of the
bringing the
extremist
disorder?
groups
Who's
within
bringing Christ
Islam
in this
end
house?
up being Salafis and Wahhabis then? What do you think Jolani's ideology is? Do you think that's regular Islam? And that's you think that's just some moderate version of Islam? In Syria, what he's doing right now? No, he's an extremist.
The insanity ends tonight. Order. There's a new sheriff in town.
Yes, sir.
His name is Jesus Christ. And his power compels you, Nora.
His name was Jesus of Nazareth.
He's the Christos. He's the Logos.
How many what percentage of Americans do you think his last name is Christ? It's like Leonardo da Vinci. How many people think his last name is Da Vinci?
I thought his last name was Da Vinci.
No, that means from Vinci, the town of Vinci.
Okay. What do you think Dominga means?
From whatever. Yeah, like also a lot of those people. It wasn't until say 1600s that we started to adopt.
And you know why, Yaakov?
Last names.
Can I
What?
blow your mind on this? We did it because of the Jews.
Yeah, the emancipation of the Jews by Napoleon and other kings.
No. The German kings ordered it because you guys were scamming and moving from town to town and changing your names. I'm telling you, man. You gotta look into the history of this.
I haven't studied it well. It's not because of that.
Sounds like a projection to me if I ever heard one. Right, Robert? Mr. Taylor.
I like how that was the first time that I've been made a comment.
Hey, Doge.
I'm telling you. This is the reason. And again, it comes back to this disorder thing. And I get it, right? Too much order, and you get goose steppers. I don't like it either. But I mean, what are we supposed to do?
What?
Goose stepping, like you get you get armies of darkness.
Goose
One of
step.
them.
You've never heard the term goose stepping morons?
No, never.
How about you, Yakov?
Yeah, the Nazis were the biggest goose steppers.
Right.
This must be an old person thing. I've never heard of a goose stepper.
You know how they lunge their foot forward, their whole leg forward, and
Can
do
you
the march?
look this up? I'm gonna see where his goose stepper comes from.
How do the goose walk?
The geese?
Yes. What's good for the geese is good for the gander.
It's a derogatory term for someone who performs a goose step march, which is a military marching technique.
Yeah.
And if it comes from Prussia, widely adopted by the Nazis.
Right.
That's why I said the Nazis were the ultimate goose steppers.
Yeah. You should see
Oh,
the
you
irony.
mean how they marched?
Yeah.
The irony of John being in the military.
Regular marching was just like we march, but there are ceremonial marches and special units had this highly exaggerated march.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I never knew how to go.
So anyway, the point is, let's call that the extreme level of order. It's almost like a backlash to anything, any art, and any improvisation in life. But that's what happens. But if we've got people running around going to other towns without an escort and running wild, like monsters in the night, like someone's got to come in and say, the shit stops here. Like, this isn't a cartoon. You're not Daffy Duck. You're not, bouncing around piano keys and you know what I mean? Like, so it's like someone's gotta lay down the boot.
That was so good. I love Daffy Duck.
Oh my
but that's not real life. That'll get you killed. That'll get everybody killed. You will literally lead the enemy back into our home base and get everybody murdered.
But these groups didn't come, Diego, to like save Islam or something. That they didn't spread through their own volition and like validity.
Jesus, everybody assumes the worst.
During the 70s, because the CIA and Saudi Arabia were funding the different schools, these fundamentalist schools that were teaching these two schools of thought, Wahhabism and Salafism, and it spread after that because they were trying to fight the Soviets. We literally created these extremist groups. Like, we maybe didn't create the ideology to begin with, but we definitely funded and spread it to the point of what it is today.
I don't agree.
These groups would not have been as widespread if it wasn't for us and Saudi Arabia.
I mean, I agree with that statement, but I don't agree, for example, that the fundamentalists in Iran were funded by us. I think that they are a reaction to our meddling.
No. Wahhabism and Salafism is not in the Shia school. It's not in the Shia sect.
No,
so that's different.
I'm saying the CIA orchestrated a paid coup in Tehran, which is like, imagine 10,000 Noras on their worst day running around burning shit.
Oh my God.
And
you have to ask yourself,
what are the Islamic Wahhabis supposed to do?
If
what are they supposed to
never
just
got
say?
Involved in Iran in the first place, would Khomeini ever have come to power? Because he was originally exiled by the Shah for ever saying anything against him, and the Shah became increasingly more authoritarian.
The Shah spoke out against the Jews, and that was what got kicked out.
What do you mean? He was in line. The Shah was in line with Israel and the U.S.
You clearly haven't seen 60 Minutes, girl.
The Shah of Iran. Yes, he was. He was very aligned with the West. He was trying to make Iran more and more westernized, and he was also aligned with Israel.
I'm telling you.
Khomeini spoke out against him, and then he exiled him. He lived in Iraq for like about 10 years. And Khomeini spread tapes through like underground channels of his views, speaking out against the Shah, and eventually ended up overthrowing him.
The Shah had a split personality when it came to the Jews. He made life very good for them comparatively. He internalized, probably learned from his father, who was chums with the Germans around that time.
And his father was made to step down as well.
Yeah, so he bought into all the tropes of the Jews throughout the centuries, and he really didn't know any better. His interview is quite the.
But you do know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like, put all the stories into the computer. He predicted AI before AI was predictable. He's like, put them all on the computer. We'll see let the computer decide. Yeah, he knows. They control the government, they control the banks, control this, they control that. It's just stereotypical tropes that have no basis in reality. And he was saying that out of one side of his mouth, and the other side he was making it okay for Jews to be Jewish in Iran.
They're totally lunatic fringe thoughts, and yet we must shut it down immediately. Remove him.
But before the Shah came to power, do you know who helped him come to power to overthrow the previous dynasty? You know who backed him to do that? The British.
CIA. Well, the CIA.
No, it was in the 20s. It was the British.
Oh, you
they
mean
helped
him.
The
right? I mean, not the last shot.
Yeah, the first one. They helped him overthrow the.
Put all the stories into the computer.
It was
AI before AI was
dynasty. They had been ruling for a while, a few hundred years, and their government became quite weak. And they, like you said, they had issues with their oil sector, and they had foreign loans that they weren't able to repay. So it was obviously in the British best interest for them to be gone, and some other power that they could control would take over, which is what the Shah was, the first one. And then later on, that first one had to step down, as we all know, and then the second one came into power.
Identify yourself.
But then when he wasn't fitting the needs of the Western powers, he too had to go.
It didn't seem quite so discriminating a moment ago.
You have to ask yourself, if they had never meddled, if the British had never meddled,
Jews
what would it look like today?
But I've seen too many good men die for cause. To watch a young girl be killed for sport. You're a military hero. Awarded the Knight's Cross with oak leaves and swords for gallantry. Yet responsible for the attempted
Because
escape
people
of
also
an enemy of the
forget
state.
that at the time, in the
By the
70s,
mutinous conduct of your men.
Khomeini was actually popular
Decisions.
because the people were unhappy with what was happening in their country. You know, the Shah was not running the country very well. The economy wasn't going very well. He was trying to make it westernized fairly quickly. I know they passed around all these pictures of women who, are happy in the clothes.
I can always tell a
There was a
paradigm
very quick
when I see
kind of liberalization
Identify
that
yourself.
not everybody was happy with. And there was a type of like constitutional reform that was passed, voted on by the people after Khomeini took power, and then asked them if they wanted to be an Islamic state, and the majority voted yes.
Who's this little spick? Guy I know.
Now, maybe their opinions have changed, but at the time, that's what they wanted.
I know I was wrong. Whatever Tony Soprano wants me to do, I got your pass. Thank you. It's good to go. Tell Tony it will never happen again. I swear. Make sure it's cold. So this guy's throwing a coma? I think we should go see him. Maybe I should send him something.
Yeah, but at the time, so long, governments, assassinations we've helped, or even committed ourselves. Even reading the JFK files and rereading about how many times we tried to assassinate Castro by employing the help of the Italian mafia. It's just crazy, you know?
Good evening, everyone. This is Clubhouse Customer Service, just checking in to see if you've taken your medication for the evening to confirm that you're no longer suffering from Jewish derangement syndrome. Viva la causa! Jewish derangement syndrome is an ongoing... I can't read the whole thing.
God help you.
It's cutting off. But Viva la causa! What's everybody doing the rest of the night?
Can you go into chillism and interrupt concrete again?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Lion. Ugh, Lion is the worst.
I actually really like it when you interrupt concrete. It's one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, he's really stupid. He goes about one word every 3 seconds.
No, the thing is, he will overtalk many people, but for some reason, when you do your little shtick, he mutes up.
I think he just knows because there's no dialogue. It's
Good evening, everyone.
It's just me yelling, over him. So he knows that it's too exhausting to try to bring me down.
I just like how he kind of sits there. I can tell he's pissed off. It's like, it's only get this guy out of here.
Yeah, that is a long running room now. 2 years now? 3 years? I don't know how long have they been going. It's insane. I don't know how Nathan does what he does, or what's her face.
I work from home, so.
Jesus, I wouldn't see. I can't even work when I'm doing this. This is the work. I don't know how they do what they do.
Yeah, but he's not sitting there talking the whole time. In fact, he's usually not even speaking most of the time. Other people are speaking.
Yeah, I guess people just like listening to this. I don't like listening to this. I'm trying to create, clips and things. But there are some real characters on this app. fuck. I mean, honestly, every single person should get their 60 seconds of fame, 3 minutes of fame. That's really what everybody is looking for, but nobody's doing. But yeah, everybody is a
It's my
character.
name on your YouTube.
Yeah, you're a character. But yeah, Lion and honestly, recording Lion would be good content because it's just so.
Have you ever encountered Shamos?
Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to hear the voice.
Have you recorded him before, Shamos?
Not that I know of.
Oh, well. He either goes by Shay or Shamos. That guy says some wild things. He only comes into journalism for short periods, though, because if he's not speaking, he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, I recognize the name now. I can hear Nathan saying it, or somebody saying Shamos in the room, Shamos in the room.
And he was a self-proclaimed MGTOW guy, men going their own way, and he supposedly lived in his truck outside of a casino in like Virginia for a few years.
Go back because they know
playing the
they don't
slots
got
constantly.
you the only one pulling back.
speak?
No, listen, you know that you're wrong.
Can I speak?
Hey, listen, this is what I want to say something. One mic on. Hey, this is what happens when people
lying. We understand.
when people start losing their position. What they do is they try to lily pad hop to another position to win. Nobody in this fucking room said anything about first degree murder. You did,
my God.
King.
See, this is
What
the disingenuousness.
King, you're stopping. No, King, you're allowed to speak. They muted the room. They muted the room so you can talk. Hey, they muted the room so you can talk. And I allowed you to continue on.
All types of shit.
Hey, King, they muted the room so you can talk. They did. They muted the room so you can talk.
Yeah,
I'm done. I was just talking to him. He just cut me off. You didn't see this shit? I'm explaining the position.
You got 30 seconds, nigga.
Nigga, I got as long as you did,
You
nigga.
got 30 seconds, bro.
You retired GD, nigga. Anyway, my point is simply this. Niggas run when he knows that his position is weak, and now he's trying to move to another position to try to defend that. And then he wants to put those thoughts in everybody's head that we made the argument about first degree murder. We never mentioned that shit at all. Nobody did. Not even dumbass Fort. Fort didn't even mention that shit. What we said is that motherfucker can't run. You can't hide from this shit. You did this on the shit. We got the body. We got the weapon. We even have a fucking confession that you spoke to a fucking officer and said. What does your family have to say about this? When he said he was getting jumped, he was depressed. Yeah, they must have had some issues before. They do anything to try to get a lesser charge for their fucking son, just like anybody in this room would. And it's really sad, but it's true. They already have the evidence. The boy told you I stabbed this motherfucker. I did it. That's why I say the nigga dumb as fuck. I would have played retarded. I would start shaking on the ground. I probably would even cut myself before I ever would have fucking confessed to stabbing somebody in front of 30 people. Only a dumb motherfucker does that.
All right, go ahead, Imani.
Or maybe somebody that actually believed it was self-defense. So now we also stated that they did not know each other, but I believe that they did. Now, if you look at my PTR, there's a picture of Carmelo, and he is in football attire. Why would he be in football attire? Because he is a football player. Alongside of being
they must have had some issues before.
Now, we also know that the other individual, Austin, is a football star as well. Now, both of those being true, I'm going to pull up another PTR. Because they knew each other. Because they played each other before. That is Centennial Titans and Frisco Memorial High School. They played each other September 19th, 2024.
Interesting. I'm sure all these details will come out.
What the frick is this, bro?
So now you say it's too early.
Samoa, I hate to put it like this, but if you ask me, Carmelo needs to hire a good Jew lawyer, right? Oh, he's gonna get off. My nigga's gonna get off, bro. Look, Simone. What I'm saying is, from all this she's bringing out, you could paint a picture of a nigga who was scared and just wanted to defend himself. You can do that with all of this shit. I'm telling you.
And what I'm telling you is that the complicated part is the interaction in itself. Let's say he goes, "Put your hands on me," something along the lines of "put your hands on me and you'll see," or whatever he said, right? And then dude goes to move towards him and he stuck him, right? He announced that he perceived him to be a threat. He violated his space and he defended himself. But when he said, "Now punch me and you'll find out," it's like he's baiting him, right? Like he's instigating the situation. But the kid doesn't punch him. The kid tries to move him away from the seat and then he stabs him. But the problem that he's going to have is when he ran away and threw the knife away, and then they've already came to the understanding that these kids have never interacted with each other. That's why what Imani's saying is crazy. Imani, do you think that they played on the same... Well, you said Austin was a star. We know he was a star. But when we're looking at Carmelo Anthony, what makes him a star?
He was the football captain.
Oh my gosh, this is horrible.
You still want to go? You want to keep going?
Hold on. What makes them being on this... Or how about this one? Were they both on the field at the same time on September 9, 2024?
They were.
He laughs when he's getting packed up, so now he's doing his shuffle. Just so you know.
Just hold on. Just hold on. Can you show us that they were both playing on that field on September 9, 2024, Imani?
Yes, because I can bring up the roster. Give me 2 seconds.
Yes, come on. This is crazy, bro.
When you show that, he's going to ask for something else. He's going to be like, okay, we'll do a picture of them holding hands on the field. I promise you, he's going to change it. It's going to be something else.
Hey, check this out. So when the detective or when the police chief comes out and says these children or these 2 kids or these 3 kids have never interacted with each other before this day, they concluded that somehow after questioning some people. Do you think so, Chili's?
You still want to go? You want to keep going?
Hold on. What makes them being on the police chief? How about this one? Comes out. Were they both on the field at the same time on September 9, 2024? Hunter, Austin, and Carmelo
He laughs when he's getting packed up, so now he's doing his shuffle. Just
hold on. He probably came to that conclusion that they were both playing on that field on September 9, 2024?
I don't know what he's basing that on, but it will come out in a trial.
Yes, come on.
If what Carmelo's family is
saying
is true, and it seems like it's possible, that he's going to ask for something else. He's going to be like, okay, I'm going to show them holding hands on the field or whatever. I promise you, he's going to change it. It's going to be something else.
So when the detective or when the police chief comes out and says these children or these 2 kids or these 3 kids have never interacted with each other before this day, they concluded that somehow after questioning some people. Using some common sense.
You still want to go? You want to keep going?
What makes them being on the... How about this one? Were they both on the field at the same time on September 9, 2024? And I declare myself.
He laughs when he's getting packed up, so now he's doing his shuffle. Just so you know.
If you were angry,
can you show us that they were both playing on that field on September 9, 2024?
You would not say that because I can bring up the roster. Give me 2 seconds. No, you don't say that.
This is crazy, bro.
When you show that, he's going to ask for something else. He's going to be like, okay, we'll do a picture of them holding hands on the field. I promise you, I'm going to change it. It's going to be something else.
Check this out. So when the detective or when the police chief comes out and says these children or these 2 kids or these 3 kids have never interacted with each other before this day, they concluded that somehow after questioning some people.
You still want to go? You want to keep going?
No. What makes them being on the...
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's on his mind.
Were they both on the field at the same time on September 9th, 2024?
Would it not be on your mind?
He laughs when he's getting backed up, so now he's doing his shuffle. Just so you know.
Wait, hold on.
Did you show us that they were both playing on that field on September 9th, 2024?
Yes, because I can bring up the rest.
Like he was
Give me 2
scattered shot or
seconds.
whatever,
Yeah,
right?
come on.
And now we're pointing out where he
This
was
is
really
crazy,
rational
bro.
and
When you
asking
show that,
questions
he's gonna
because
ask for
he had
something
some
else.
sort of compassion towards the kid that he assaulted. So he's rationally thinking here, right? Like he's not just some scatterbrained kid. And then he's asking about the self-defense.
It's still
So that's gonna get thrown out too.
charged.
These two kids were not on the field at the same time. They both play defense.
Oh my God! Look at that. Look
And on top of that, now he can't plead insanity.
Hey, happy birthday.
You just pointed that out just now yourself.
I went to Max Preps to check it out because one of my friends is a coach, so I know some of the tools.
Yeah, but
They
you
don't have to
be
be
on the field
at the same time to meet.
package.
Yeah. They don't have to be on the field at the same time to meet. This is silly. This is crazy.
What was being asserted, right? What was being asserted was these two kids were career bullies, and Carmelo Anthony was one of their victims in the past. That was the claim that was made.
Yep.
So now we've reduced it so far.
Who made that claim? Who made that claim?
Brother, Imani said that the uncle was saying he was bullied at a party.
Yeah, because this kid is.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a new development.
Hey, hang on. Here's another kid.
That's a new development.
That's a new development.
You're hilarious.
I want to say this, bro. Adrian and Knowledge might lie tonight. But that's how you don't know, bro.
Wait, they're gonna do what?
They definitely gonna lie. And Violet, they might lie, bro. That's right.
They beat your
What was being
Why are you meeting up without us? Why were we not invited to this?
We doing the next one. We doing the next one.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that because you guys don't live in the capital, which is Florida, you couldn't have this arrangement, man. Next time it's going to be Mr. Finley. He's going to give you guys all a private flight to Miami, and we all going to hang out.
I'll never forget Mr. Finley. He said we could all stay at his house, even Ike, and he said he would let Ike stay in a bedroom, and he'd let him open a window so he could smoke his special tobacco.
That's true.
I would never do that.
I know.
See, that's what I'm saying. That nigga too
That's
dumb.
because you got kids.
No, not even that. No, it's not even that. Like, one of y'all was gonna steal something from the nigga house, and I don't want to be there for that, so I'll just get myself a hotel.
And that means he don't care. He can replace it. Finley got money.
I like to get back to the point. King, are you willing to concede?
Concede what? What the fuck are you talking about? Concede what?
Look, King, we ain't got to keep going back and forth with this, do we?
Hey, Lion, you the one that keep coming to me. This let me know you lost. This let me know. This nigga keep trying to get his lick back.